Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Grass. This is the Grassroots 304 podcast, episode 44. And tonight, my special guests are the guys from DIZGO. They are playing here at the shop for their first time in Charleston. And I don't think it's the first time in West Virginia, but definitely the first time here in Charleston, first time in West Virginia, first time here at the shop. So, guys, welcome to the show. You're welcome. You're welcome. Why don't you go ahead? Tell me what your names are.
Jake.
Oh, here, yeah. Let's pass over the mic.
Jake.
My name's Andrew Pickle, guitar player, singer, bus driver.
Kevin Hennefeld, doing the bass.
I'm Justin Clark. I'm doing the drums.
Okay, and we got one more, but he's off camera back there, right?
That's our boy Fish.
It's tour manager Fish. Okay, he doesn't play anything though, does he?
He plays games with our heads.
Yeah. Somebody's got to keep you guys busy, right?
It's like a big love octagon.
Nice. Guys, why don't you tell me about the name DIZGO and how it got started and what reflects that eclectic style?
Well, I can start that actually.
Okay.
So, me and Pickle were starting the band back in 2016. We had our first show booked, and we needed a band name so we could announce it. So we just wanted like a single word, something cool, something funky. And as cheesy as it might sound, it came to me in a dream. And I woke up, like in my dream, I was like playing in a band called DIZGO. And I woke up and I remembered like the band was called DIZGO. I was like, oh, that's the name. Just kind of rolled out.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of neat, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it might have had something to do with disco itself, but you know, it's like
Nothing
a little
at all.
spin on it.
We were really hoping that wouldn't be what people thought about the name. But
Yeah.
It's inevitably stuck in some ways.
Right. Well,
That's the whole point.
I think most people do, but it worked out that way.
Definitely like the G-O, you know,
Yeah.
put some like motion in the word.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those names that sticks out that people remember, especially where it's only like one word too. It's easy.
Right.
You should be able to forget it.
Yeah.
Although if it was maybe like DIZGO 4 times, like those pigeon guys, then it might stick out a little bit more.
Yeah, a few months later, we were just like, you know, doing a little bit more research on the name to see if it was like anywhere else or in anything. And we found it in the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. What's it mean?
It was the best definition we could have asked for, though. It was like basically to be hip, cool, or like with the times.
Okay.
Is kind of what I don't know. There's a James Taylor album called Disco Girl.
Yeah.
I don't
Hip
know.
and cool with the times.
You guys didn't write that Urban Dictionary entry, did you?
I secretly did it. But no, I didn't.
And Kevin writes it right before he comes up with the name. It's like, guys,
Oh,
I
we
got
did
it.
it.
Check this out. This guy says it's cool.
You never know.
Yeah, we got lucky with that one though.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you guys, what would you call your style or your genre of music? Fusion.
We'll let
Yeah.
Justin speak on that one.
Okay. Let's hear it, Justin.
Yeah, it's jazz fusion.
Jazz fusion. I think it's a little bit different than that. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I don't want to say all of it because I'm still learning their style because I'm so new to the group. But
Yeah.
they, you know, it's like electronic dance, jamband, psych rock,
Okay.
Like
funk,
Jamtronica
like
type
crazy. Yeah,
Right.
Well
Yeah.
said.
yeah.
Yeah. It kind of dives into various different genres.
Kind of encompasses everything that we hold near and dear, you know, like the soul and the hip hop and the funk and the rock and roll and the prog and just anything. So that's a good place to be.
How do you craft songs that are so seamless and, you know, incorporate such a diverse influence between these sounds? You know, like you named, you know, funk and hip hop and, you know, just jam. Now, how do you make that all come together to sound what it is?
I mean, we definitely we try to capture a lot of all of our inputs into single ideas. Sometimes, you know, there might be songs sometimes where somebody's like pretty much steering the ship through most of it, but a lot of times, a lot of the songs that we come up with are some of the ones that I think are, you know, kind of fit with what you're describing. Are it starts out more as like a seed that somebody has, and we all together kind of metaphorically like water the seed together, and it just basically, you know, comes out shining little bits of each one of our kind of like form of expression. So it's a little different, you know, and you can meld a few more things together than maybe just one mind might put together.
Right.
We like group writing, you know.
It's
That's
teamwork,
what a lot of it is.
team effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you guys have any mutual influences in music, or you guys have different styles and, you know, taste of music?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the jam bands that we all have like followed across the country for the past, I don't know, 10 or 20 years almost. You know, the big guys, the Umphreys and the Lotus and Sound Tribe and stuff. And I think Papadozio is a big influence for all three of us, I think. And then, you know, older stuff too, the Fish and the Dead. And
Right.
Jake hates the Fish.
Yeah.
Fish. It's just this one.
Yeah, there's always that big the controversial topic, the Deadheads or well, not Deadheads, but Grateful Dead or Fish, and everybody always wants to
Gotta pick
argue
one or
over
the
it.
other.
Right?
That's it. You only get one choice.
Yeah, it's like it's like being a Yankee or a Confederate, right? You got to pick a side.
That's exactly like that.
we love them both for sure.
Yeah.
But Fish was one of the first shows that I ever saw like live. You know, first like big concert I ever went to when I was like a young teenager, and definitely gravitated towards that music for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Still love the Dead too, but yeah, Fish was definitely a big influence for me.
Yeah, I like that the Fish is a lot more upbeat than the Grateful Dead. I'm not saying that Grateful Dead you can't dance to it, but I don't know. Bobby Weir make everybody go to sleep if you give him the opportunity to.
Best sleep you ever had.
Without
he's
a cold
like a
medicine.
sleepy old wolf now.
He's like the Lorax.
The Lorax of the festival circuit.
Yeah.
Except whenever he's not like pumping iron backstage and working on his muscles, and man, he's ripped though for an old guy, isn't he?
Fit.
He could probably whoop my ass.
Have you seen their rider? Like what they eat?
No.
Like it's crazy. Just,
Yeah,
just
would-
look it up.
would-
It's like fish fillets, like salads and stuff.
Like super bougie, healthy foods. Yeah.
Sounds really boring since I said it, but the
Right.
rider's very interesting.
Right, and then like the guys at the other end of the the spectrum, they're getting like a bag of Doritos and a case of PBR.
That's a good meal, man.
Yeah.
Don't knock that.
It's the meal of
We
champions.
just got filled up on the fried foods here.
Right, yeah, we got some good food here
Dill
though.
pickle chicken wings.
The dill pickle chicken wings, yeah, those
Fire.
are one of the
Yes.
best secret hidden items that we've got on the menu. So, yeah, throw down to that, and you got the munchies. Guys, whenever you're driving earlier, who were you listening to in the car in the van?
Our practices.
Stuff that
Yeah.
we were reviewing from rehearsals. Honestly, today we were listening back on some of our stuff, but I like to throw on like Lotus a lot of times. It's good driving music, kind of instrumental vibes. But yeah, yesterday we were listening to all types of different fusion.
Yeah.
Justin
Fusion Friday.
is a big fusion guy. He loves it. He's promoting it hard right now, and he was just joking around with us. He's like, dude, some of these songs that we're playing are like definitely like in the category of fusion. Like we could call ourselves a fusion band. Like just joking about it, and
Right.
so we listen to fusion like for a lot of the trip.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand that though, because you
It's a
guys you
time-
blend various genres, so it could be a fusion.
That's fusion.
Yeah.
It's a good time to like share music with each other. You know, you just kind of like it's anything and everything, but it's just like stuff that you've been checking out lately or stuff you're just like you want to think about how like, oh, it'd be cool if we could all play stuff kind of like this.
Right.
So the van is a good place to just kind of share music like that and be like, check this out, you know.
Okay.
And someone actually sits there and listens to it.
Right. So when you guys are on the road, is there any sort of, I don't know, is there any sort of like special things that you do in the van? Any kind of games you play, or like you see like a punch buggy and hit each other or anything?
Well, Jake plays this game where he sees how many hours he can sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude always has a bench. I think, what's your record for how many hours in one drive?
You know, I need my beauty sleep. You all know that.
Yeah.
You know how cranky I can get without my beauty sleep. I'm like a 4-year-old.
You gotta have plenty of beauty rest, Yeah. Especially when you're up on stage and those lights are
Ugly.
shining. It's like you'd hope for red lights on that night then.
No, honestly, we all like have like our task where we get to work. We make Pickle drive, and then we sleep. And no, Kevin works on the audio. He mixes and masters the audio like right after the set, and I'll usually work on the video. And we're trying to figure out something for Justin to do, even if it's just cracking the wig.
Yeah.
Foot
So-
massages or
Foot massages,
Yeah, I got you. No, so far, I've just watched The Walking Dead, so we need to get a job.
Yeah, right.
This guy a job.
Hey,
Day
that beats rubbing the bunions off the guy's feet though, right?
I'm not gonna rub any bunions
It's also a good time that we like definitely go through and pull up like old music that maybe we hadn't taken a look at for a while.
Like songs you haven't played
like,
in a while.
Or like recordings from a rehearsal where we do like a lot of improv jams. Sometimes we pull songs out of like just jams that we do. We find little spots, and so going back and being like, yo, remember this? This was awesome. Let's bring this back again and start working on this as a song. And so it's a time to even think about future creative plans, basically.
How long you guys been playing together?
2016 is when me and Pickle started DIZGO.
Okay.
Jake joined a couple years after that, and Justin is brand new to the group. We're super stoked to have him on board. Yeah. This guy's
Freshman.
a monster on the kit. IU Jacob School of Music graduate in 2 or 3 months.
Almost, yeah.
Almost
there.
Still finishing.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Is
And
that difficult?
Huh?
Is that difficult being the new guy in the band, trying to learn their music and stuff?
Oh yeah, to be honest, it's pushing me more than I expected.
Yeah.
Because they're pushing me to grow in places where I haven't explored.
Right.
It's different from just being in a classroom and just shredding and trying to go as fast as you can or something on your instrument.
Right.
It's a different type of energy. There's all different types of elements in what they're doing that I'm still learning about. So far I've just been learning like the new music and everything, or not the new music, I mean the old music.
Yeah.
As well as the melt, which I guess is new music.
Right.
But it's always fun to just we get moments to jam and stuff, and every now and then I'll throw an idea or whatever. I'll change the groove, or they'll change the groove, or we just make stuff up. It's a really fun vibe,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like being part of something bigger than just freelancing, playing in some random jazz club or something,
Yeah. With your new album Melt and upcoming 27 city tour, I actually counted all those 27 cities.
Oh, there's more that aren't even on that one.
They're not on there.
More TBA.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What can fans expect from your live performances, and how do you keep each show fresh and exciting?
Ooh, we always switch up the set list. I think we're trying to do it more and more as well. Like tonight, we have a lot of stuff in store that we haven't played in a long time. That's going to be really cool, and we're going to definitely planning on doing some cool improv on songs tonight too. That's always keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like even if you play, or us in particular, even if we play the same couple songs for a couple shows in a row, we're gonna try to do it differently each time, at least a little bit, just to keep it fresh. If not for anybody else, just for us. With 27 dates or whatever, we got to keep ourselves entertained too. So we do what we can to spice it up.
Does it ever get kind of monotonous, or I should say, do you ever get burnt out doing this over and over, week to week on the road?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No. Sometimes the super late loadouts, and then getting small amounts of rest, getting to the hotel when the sun's coming up and stuff like that. That maybe if we have a lot of days in a row, that can get a little bit wearing, but after a few nights of it, you kind of start building up, I guess, a callus to it or something, and
right.
you just start just adapting to that flow. But yeah, definitely not getting burnt out. But to answer your question a little bit about the first part about what can people expect, I mean, it's pretty high energy, relentless grooves that just kind of persist and kind of invite you in to want to dance and engage with it. Really big, high soaring, epic guitar solos, lots of cool effects, delays, funky grooves. Definitely we try to make it as interactive as possible.
Right.
And really just get people having a good time and moving.
Effects and samples and weirder stuff to try to cover all the range of stuff sonically.
Yeah, we like to go real dark with stuff sometimes, make it sound kind of evil, and then at other times try to be as beautiful, just expresses a wider range of musical emotion.
So tell me, this new album, when did you release it? It was just recently, the last couple weeks?
Yep, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and it's called Melt.
The first week of February or the last week of January?
Yeah, it was February 2nd is when we released it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we played our release show the next night at the Vogue in Indianapolis to our home crowd, our home venue, to an awesome release show with Chalk Dinosaur and Houseplant opening up, and it was an awesome show.
Cool.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the cooler parties that we've had there.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely
Great production.
The production was probably
That video is going to be on YouTube, the whole set with like, full HD, like multicam with the soundboard audio mixed and mastered. And I've
Nice.
already watched it, so I can say that it's pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Really
professional.
great production. We had Andrew Getty from Goose, he's Goose's LD doing our lights, and then we had somebody doing the LED wall separately, and so they were kind of working together to curate this like visual vibe. And we can't tell when we're playing, we're just like, I'm getting flashed by a bunch of crap, and then you go back and watch, and you're like, wow, this is amazing.
Right. Yeah, they can really put something together to make it seem, more of a story whenever you're up there and you're watching it, rather than just a show.
It's definitely all plays into the whole experience. Like, we vibe off of how the fans are feeling, how the people in the audience are feeling. They're vibing off a mix of the music and the production and the visuals and stuff. So when everything works together, and then we're giving the audience what they want, they're giving us the energy we want, the lights are doing the same, like it's magic.
So you draw a lot of crowd. You draw a lot of energy from the crowd.
Oh yeah.
And if it's a small crowd, do you feel like you're maybe not getting so much energy that night, or can you still draw as much energy from 10 people as 200 people?
Well, it's not about the size as much as like the interaction. Like if it's 10 people who are all about it and loving it, honestly, I'd take that over 200 people that are apathetic.
Right.
So.
Okay. Tell me about the album. Where'd you get the name from? How'd you come up with that? Where'd you record it at? All that good stuff.
So this is our third full-length album that we released. Melt is one of the tracks that is on the album, and it was kind of like it was a song that we feel just had it had the theme sound of like the next wave of our music.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like what we were growing into, like the style that we were getting into, which is a little bit more like faster paced, dancey, almost like kind of having psychedelic and jazz and dancey stuff like all blended in together, real tasteful. And we just thought it was definitely like a good just representation of the current sound, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the word melt is honestly pretty cool and had a lot of visual things to think about with it. And the more we kind of started focusing on that concept, the more we were able to kind of tie in more different angles of the other songs and the artwork and just different things into that. And with, like honey and just like dripping stuff. It just had a lot of like weird, just different things that we felt tied into that center concept.
Okay. Now, are any of these songs that are on the new album, are they songs you've been working on for some time and then you kind of felt that they were good enough to put onto an album, or is it all fresh
been
material?
Long enough since we had released the last album that this was definitely put together with songs that were some of them are a little bit older and then some of them were a little bit newer. There's a little bit of a range of time, so we did have the chance to kind of play some of these songs out live for a while and be able to kind of mold them and change them over the many times that we were playing them live. And honestly, for some of the songs, it was a really good thing that we were able to finally settle into our final version of it before we went to record it, because it was pretty different from when it was first put together. But I'd say they're all from within the last 18 months or so, something like that.
A year and a half. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
And
one song on there was a little bit older. Help Is on the Way was one that we just hadn't quite ever put on an album yet, and just needed a home, and it felt like it belonged here.
Okay, interesting.
You also asked where we recorded it, who worked on it.
Yeah.
Kevin, you want to?
Oh yeah.
We did it ourselves, and we're super proud of it.
Yeah, we just used all the resources we had. We have a rehearsal space. It's not the prettiest space, but we were able to make it work using all the, what we needed for soundproofing, borrowing stuff from friends, borrowing really nice microphones from really good friends.
Yeah.
It was definitely the first project we took on ourselves, but we still, it took a lot of help from a lot of different resources as well.
We did all the recording ourselves in our own space, and we all have some recording experience. And then we got our friend Austin Litz from Litz to mix and master.
That's cool.
Yeah, Austin Litz of the band Litz.
Yeah.
They've been here before, right?
Yeah, they were on the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
I say a couple weeks ago, but it's actually been a couple months ago.
They
Yeah.
recommended us to play here. We got
Oh, that's
an
cool.
offer, and we were like, we don't know anything about this place, and we saw that they just played it, and they're good friends of ours, so we reached out, and they were like, honestly, we had an awesome show there.
Yeah.
The crowd was great, and they were like, you guys should definitely do it. So we found a way to make it work with the tour routing.
Right.
We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
almost sold out right now, right?
yeah. It's as of earlier, we were at 71 or 2. What do you say? 72 tickets. Yeah. So it's
Let's go.
Good for jam bands for pre-sale numbers, right?
Yeah, definitely,
Nobody
'cause
buys pre-sale.
right. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning is that we've had shows before here where we've had 0 pre-sales, but we've had 70 more people show up at the door and almost really pack it out. I think the most we've had in here is like 80 something, which is it makes this room look full.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like that's great. It really is because sometimes it's hit and miss with jam bands. Some people, I don't know. Like, what's your experience going into other cities? Is it the same as it was before COVID, or is it any different after COVID? Are people coming out and supporting bands still that are small or
It's
like?
definitely harder, but there's definitely still a lot of support. For
Yeah.
people.
Okay. See, just personal experience. I feel like here in Charleston before COVID, we also used to have a couple more venues that were, bringing in jam bands, and some of them shut down, some of them just aren't doing it anymore. And thank goodness to have, the people that are here at the shop to bring in the great music because it's, I'm probably sure we wouldn't see you guys at the Empty Glass or the Blue Parrot, which are 2 places here in Charleston. So. Yeah, it's good. I guess what I'm getting back to is before COVID, a lot of people used to come out and support live music around here, and they still do, but I feel like it's kind of slipped off some because I think maybe people are, I don't know, complacent or maybe don't have as much money due to the economy or, I don't know, maybe haven't necessarily heard of a band and aren't like really, kind of iffy about going and spending some money on somebody they haven't heard of, whether or not, their friends say this is an awesome band, come out and support them, but, just my personal experience.
Yeah,
So.
that's definitely has been different all over the place, but different in different ways.
Right.
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, every new city, new market we hit, it's always different. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, in general, it's like I think it's recovered quite a bit, like pretty much like how it was before.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff has just changed since then. I think people buy pre-sales more often than just coming up at the door.
Right.
Just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. As for playing before COVID and now, I guess, playing after COVID, was there any kind of concerns that you all had during the time of like maybe I won't be able to play somewhere because of certain stipulations in place or, I don't know, any guys vaccinated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
guys have any problems getting
for sure.
vaccinated? Like,
Actually,
with the peer pressure, did you guys have any problems with that? Like,
I did. I'm from Tennessee, so we're in West Virginia here now too. So
right.
Like being in the South, I felt like there was a different culture, like around like if you should get it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a decision. A lot of people I knew were just like it's automatically like,
Right.
just do it.
It just obviously for me, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it to protect other people, older people who are at risk.
Right.
Not about you.
Right.
If you're younger.
Yeah.
Healthy, it's to protect other people, and it's the right thing to do.
Right.
My opinion. But trust the science.
Yeah, my grandma's been dead for 10 years, so it's like, But as for other people's grandmas, Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've asked a couple people about that. It's like, did their managers or like their agents say like, hey, if you don't get the jab, you're not going to be able to play, so and so places or venues that say
yeah.
you can't play here unless you're vaccinated.
Some
Like,
venues were requiring it right when stuff started to lightly open up.
Right.
Proof of vax.
Yeah,
Hey.
we never
That
ran
was
into
interesting.
anything with it. We mainly just took a big break
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
did other stuff, did live streams and stuff
Right.
like that, and just kind of waited until it was just not really such a hot topic.
Mhm.
Just try to do stuff outside too, places that were like
Right.
clearly following regulations, and it's not really an iffy thing. It's just like, okay, this is acceptable. It's cool. Let's just play outside,
Right.
as much as we can. And
Yeah.
that's most months out of the year you can do it.
And that's a good way to, also a lot of people grew their audience base during that time too by doing these live streams and just having this kind of, more like a one-on-one connection with their fans by being online so often and, replying individually to each people.
Yeah, we did the
I feel-
Live from Out There series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did like
Yeah.
You guys
three
did
volumes
the Dome
with those.
Fest, the Home Fest thing.
Home Fest.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thing. And then we did one ourselves too, at the Getty Sign and Warehouse, the Getty guy that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, and so between all those, we honestly like grew a little bit during
Right.
that time, which was kind of crazy. Yeah, and so we had a pretty big push when we like went back to touring after that. Things were significantly better because we were one of the only bands that in our neighborhood basically that was doing anything. So.
Right. Okay, interesting. Well, it's always good to get that opinion from the other side, from guys like you all, musicians who are having to endure this city to city and deal with people and all the craziness that surrounds it.
Yeah.
So you guys have this new music video out. It's called Rainbow Lightning. It's garnering a little bit of attention so far. I'm sure that it's going to take off and probably be a viral video if you haven't seen it yet. Tell me about the creative process behind the video. How does it complement the song and the message to the vibe?
Yeah, I'll say that one. I wrote the song. I was working on the little synth lick with our old drummer Eric Ottinger, and then we went to Secret Dreams 2022, the first year they did it. It's an awesome fest. We've all been to Legend Valley several times, and what those guys did when they came in with that festival just like really took advantage of the whole space and like made a really awesome festival from its very inception, which is really hard to do. And so we had a great time, but there was this really cool moment in the middle of the festival where like everything shut down for rain, thunder, whatever, and everybody went back to their campsites or hunkered down, and it was like pouring down for a minute. I remember being in like the artist food cafe area with like trying to like rub elbows with some of the big band guys, and just it's absolutely pouring, and then it clears, and then there's this giant rainbow across the sky, and everybody's like just kind of vibing, relaxing, and then the lightning and the thunder would crack like through the rainbow, and you would hear there was this crazy communal like experience happening where everybody around all their different campsites, you would just hear me, oh wow, ah, and then like it would chill out again, and then it would like psh, psh, whoa, yeah, and people clapping and stuff. Like it was literally part of the festival, like the visuals or the art installation or something, right? So it was a really cool like tribal experience happening between people. Like it was really, really cool. And so later on that night, even I think DIZGO was performing like the last set of the festival, and I was already there, like I said, but I think these guys were traveling from Indianapolis to the festival, and the van broke down. Actually, it was never recovered from then. It was totally out for the count. The transmission just exploded. Shit. And they had the trailer with all the gear, and they were in Dayton, Ohio, like about an hour and a half away or so. And so I had to like go into emergency mode and find somebody with a vehicle that would let us go pick up the trailer and bring the guys back. So long story short, like we found a way to make it work. Shout out to our boy Greg. We get the guys back like just in time to play the last set of the festival, and we loved the set, crushed it, great crowd. People had been wanting music all day, right, because they shut everything down, and everything was just awesome. And kind of took that experience and merged it with the like kind of idea I was already working on musically, and that's how Rainbow Lightning came. We released it as a single with Melt, and then we wanted to do something special with it because my girlfriend, wonderful Anna Legg, Dream Biscuit, she is really talented. She does like animated music videos and stuff. She's worked with like the Main Squeeze and a lot of like hip hop acts and stuff. She's got stuff all over YouTube, and she has this really like colorful, cool style, and we always thought it would work really well with like a DIZGO collab, and that one was the one that just seemed perfect. So we sought out her creative vision of what we could do, and she just did everything herself, directed it, and we basically just stood in front of a green screen and acted like idiots for a whole day, and then she put it together in one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Well, now I feel bad for saying it's kind of cheesy.
It is kind of cheesy, but I love that. I mean, that's a part of my personality and my sense of humor, and hers as well, and so like that was what the collaboration was about, really.
Yeah.
Like, just
It's definitely a lot of fun watching it. And you can tell you guys are like really having fun doing it, putting it together. And I'd like to have been a fly on the wall to see all that happening going down.
There's a little behind the scenes promo that we shot of it that's it's almost as funny as the video, or if not funnier. Just seeing us like acting like idiots, like I said.
Is that the one that's just the green screen?
Yeah.
Behind? Yeah, that is funny. Okay, so here actually two more questions for you before we go. You were on, we're on the 27 plus city tour. You guys played last night in Morgantown at 123 Pleasant Street, right? Yeah, good show.
Yeah,
Good turnout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was all right.
It was all right.
It was a
Thursday,
night.
but
Yeah.
I mean, people that were there were they were vibing hard,
Right.
And met some new people, which was cool too.
Yeah, that's good. I figured for Morgantown, with it being a college, town hall, it'd be pretty good for a Thursday. But it is what it is.
College towns are sometimes hit and miss.
Yeah.
The students, if you're pulling off that crowd, students kind of generally, whatever way they're going, they're all kind of going that way.
Yeah.
And if that's not your way, then it can be dead sometimes.
You feel like
For better or for worse.
you feel like the college crowd just isn't like they're just not supporting it because they're into, I don't know, like bullshit mumble rap and whatever else. It's not
Depends on
jam bands.
It just depends on the kind of like where it's at and what kind of students are at that university or whatever. But we live in a college town, or we grew up in a college town. These guys live in Indianapolis, but Bloomington is like an hour south of Indianapolis, and that's where Indiana University is. And we have a little bit of that kind of stuff going on with the venue there, the Bluebird, that we've played for years and stuff, but it's like being able to capture the attention of students sometimes is a little bit different. You know? They tend to like a lot of covers, and there's some really good electronic acts that will go through there that do really well. Stuff like Closey, Liquid Stranger, Cherub, like different things like that. But
It's definitely tough with the college crowd
it's
for
a little
jam
tricky.
bands.
Yeah, right.
It's
Not
a
gonna lie.
weird generalization, because like within the college demographic, there's so much diversity in there. But it just kind of depends, So if you're going out on the East Coast, I think there's a lot of schools out there that probably have a lot more people into jam music and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the Midwest, it seems like the jam is not really the forte
Really?
of the college demographic.
I feel like like metal would be the forte in the Midwest.
Metal.
Yeah, just hard rock, metal. Like
There's
They like
definitely
Mushroom
places
Head.
where that applies.
Slayer.
Slayer,
Slayer comes
yeah.
down.
That's what's up. So, where are you guys going tomorrow? Where are you going to be playing? Louisville.
Kentucky.
Headliners Music Hall.
Headliners Music Hall. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
place
Nice room.
great.
Yeah.
Close to home.
You can make it back home. Don't have to sleep in a hotel that night.
We will haul it back home. Yeah.
Nice. Any place on tour that you're like really looking forward to playing? Any venue, any city?
Oh yeah. Pittsburgh's coming up.
Yep. Love Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has
Thunderbird.
supported us, and just like a crazy well.
Right.
Expected Pittsburgh to be coming through for us the way they have been. So.
I feel like
I'll
Pittsburgh's a
say,
good area for music, though. Good city.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say Chattanooga, Tennessee, my hometown. We've been playing at the Barrel House Ballroom there, and they always treat us so well. Awesome venue down there. Got some really cool festivals too. You can't
Yeah.
forget about those.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
it's not
Might
announced
not be
yet.
able to announce any of them right now, but
No. Can you think of one that you may be able to announce? Maybe some guys.
Plaything.
The Plaything is going to be a cool one that
Kentucky.
we've heard about for years, but I don't think any of us have ever been to it or anything, and so it'd be nice to finally become acquainted with that festival. And then Northlands is one we just announced. That honestly,
thing.
that's like that lineup is like a lineup that I would put together for my Dream Fest or something. Of bands of that size and whatnot. It's full of really cool acts.
Close that one out. Do like a silent disco late night thing. Silent disco.
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
I get it. Yeah.
And we capitalized on the disco ball being part of our imagery too, so that didn't do us any favors with the name thing being DIZGO.
Right. And, I'm sure we could get you all at some West Virginia festivals coming up. I think you guys would be good for grooving. You ever heard Groovin' with the Grove?
Yeah.
That's Fletcher's Groves Music Festival. Yeah, that one. I think that'd be good for you guys. We've got another one called Mountain Music Festival in Fayetteville. It's at Oak Hill, Fayetteville, Minden, West Virginia.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can get you guys there. I think you guys would be good for that one too.
Cool.
So one more question for the newbies out there. For any of these new bands that are out on the road playing and touring, what kind of advice would you give to them for their future, like some prospects or just any good advice that you'd give to somebody new starting out?
I would say identify your for lack of a better word, goals or missions or whatever it is that your visions, and make step-by-step little steps to be able to get to those goals and see the big picture. It's night to night, things can feel very different, and from thing that you have to do, but it's like being able to achieve the big picture of whatever these goals are over a period of time really builds the skill set and the confidence to be able to keep striving and moving forward.
Okay.
Having direction, I suppose, really know where you're trying to go, and then figure out how to get there step by step. Paint the picture.
That's solid advice.
Make your own reality.
Yeah, sometimes you have 2 steps forward and a big step back, but just keep stepping forward.
That's right.
Keep identifying your strengths, like Pickle said.
There's always room to just improve and become better at your craft. That's what makes the industry so awesome, is because it's full of people who are constantly figuring out how to better their craft and really deliver the best version of their art that they can.
Right.
And now we have some of the craziest bands here in the jam scene. It's amazing, very respectable.
Be nice to everyone you work with.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Right. It makes things go
Be nice
easier.
to Kevin if you meet him too.
Shower every day.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Wash
just
your
kidding. I
balls.
don't
every
shower
other day.
but-
That's fine.
Every other day. Awesome, guys.
We're already
drummer.
like every
Distance
2 days.
Not today.
Yeah. Oh, one more question here, and then will wrap things up. Andrew, has anybody ever told you that you've got a doppelganger?
Oh God.
Is his name Kiefer?
Or-
No.
Or Austin.
Is it Austin?
Kenneth.
It's Austin Kuntz.
Kuntz,
Yeah.
yeah.
Austin Kuntz. This is kind of blurry image from
Oh,
at this
we know
point.
him.
Here. There you
We know
go.
Austin.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have a
it's-
picture of them together at Peach Fest.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'll get a picture of him and then put you like right next to it.
And
I'll edit
Austin
it together,
knows
make it
he
look
has a
right.
Doppelganger and Pickle. He tells us that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always thought that because it's my story. It's over the summer. I was at Paradise Music Festival. You guys remember that one in Covington?
Yeah,
Okay. And I was there with my buddy Alex, which is the bass player in Space Freak. And we saw you guys there. And I said, hey, it's like, dude, it's like, remember when Big Something was at Morgantown there, like over the summer? I was like, yeah, well, their merch guy is in DIZGO. he's like, wait, what are you talking about? I was like, their merch guy, like guy that was selling the merch at Big Something show. I was like, he's the lead singer of DIZGO. He's like, no, yeah, dude. I was like, yeah, look, and pulled up Instagram, and it's like, yeah, that's him. He's like,
That's
I don't
so
think that's
funny.
him, dude. I swear that's him. Yeah.
There was a really funny post that was made to, I'm pretty sure it was the Magic Beans fan page.
Yeah.
That was after Peach.
Team Bean.
Yeah, and somebody had posted like there was a comment on a picture or something from Peach Fest, and they were like, "Oh man, it was so cool like seeing Pickle out there supporting the Magic Beans so much. He was out there on the stage taking pictures of them,
Yeah, right.
getting really into it, helping them out with stuff and everything." And it was their tour manager,
Right.
Austin,
Yeah.
Like, man, it was nice to see him, but it seemed like he was working a little hard.
Really
He was a little overzealous.
He was really getting paid that day.
Austin is an incredible human, and if you see this, we miss you.
Yeah,
See you
Austin.
soon.
He was really nice guy. It's sometimes people stand out that you meet, and he was one of them.
Yeah.
'Cause some people at merch are just like, get it out and then go and get the next one going. You know, give me your money and let's go. So, yeah,
he's,
Austin was cool.
He's a master of his trades.
Yeah,
He knows what he's doing.
awesome. Well, guys, thank you for sitting down and talking with me, and getting to know you a little bit. Hopefully, we can do this again sometime soon. And why don't you go ahead and shout out your social medias where people can find your music at and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's on. It's on pretty much any platform that streams music.
Yeah, Apple,
Nugs,
iTunes.
Nugs and Bandcamp are
way
a
to support us.
good source for live stuff. We post all of our shows onto those platforms, and then the new album is just on any platform. We have over
We
50
put
different
the,
places.
We put the live videos on YouTube. Get a lot of good reactions out of that.
Yep.
It's a good place to check it out.
So make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. Yep.
Instagram, Facebook, dizgomusic.com. Check us out.
All the
It's
socials.
all there. You'll find it with DIZGO.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
you.
And
Rock on.
thank you guys for watching this evening. It's been great. DIZGO, these guys are awesome. You can come and check them out here at the shop. Well, if this was live, you'd be able to see them tonight. But here, 1233 Ohio Avenue, Dunbar, West Virginia, you can see more awesome live music, jam bands, hip hop. We've got some actually really big announcements coming up soon here. I've got 3 up, like there's 3 big announcements, but we've got some big announcements coming up soon. Great things happening here in Dunbar, here in West Virginia. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Check out the Grassroots 304 podcast, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. Just search for the name and like and subscribe. Need to get up to 1,000 subs. Think we can make that happen? 1,000 subs? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's a yeehoy?
Yeehoy is pre-show hype up.
Sure, yeah, let's do
Right
it.
before we walk out, we do this. All right, so yeehoy on 3, like at the top of your lungs, like falsetto. You know what I'm saying? Like yee, real high.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Yeehoy on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeehoy! Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, bring it in. Oh, there we go.
Appreciate you.
Shake everybody's hands one more time. There you go. Yes. Thank you all. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Oh, no.